against Euthermal, which has been really interesting to see. But anyway, bottom right, bottomish of Neon Violet Square. It is classic.
And in the upper left, it is the Zerg Dark. Oh, is he going for a proxy hatch?
Aww, dude. Dude.
What a way to start off the series.
Absolutely. The madman. Only the madman.
And it's not like a block your natural sort of proxy. It is a outside the base. Probably spines or queen?
Spine push. Yeah, I imagine it's got to be a spine push of some kind based on that location. I don't know that queens are quite as good. But I mean, the benefit here, obviously, is that it's not as easy for the Protoss to know this is happening. So
Yeah.
it can't necessarily respond to it until it's pretty much done.
I mean, Dark does go for this build, knowing that Protoss pretty much probe scouts every single game. Classic upon this scout immediately starts chrono boosting a Zealot, throws up a forge, a second pylon, and checking his own gold base.
Smart man.
Which on Neon Violet Square is the natural conclusion.
Yeah, definitely. It's like that's where it could be. Looking around still. Oh, wait. He's headed north.
Yeah.
All right. He's too late to shut it down, though. I think there's no amount of hacking away that's going to stop this thing.
No, there is not. A cannon definitely can help, though, as that cannon will not be easy pickings for Dark, seeing as how he's, well, going to have to deal with the Zealot prior to the cannon, potentially. So I love this shutdown by Classic, and I think that's what I call it, a shutdown. I think that's what it's looking like, because there's no Roach Horn or anything for Dark behind this. Like, it's just going to be a few lings that the Zealot will, well, pretty much, yeah, just chase away.
Yeah, these cannons are going to burn this down. It's going to kill it before the queen pops out. There might be a creep tumor you have to worry about here, but other than that, I don't think there's much. I would not even let these lings finish. I might cancel them.
Yeah.
Oh, the queen pops out.
Yeah, but she
And
takes
does manage
so
to
much
escape these
damage.
zealots.
Okay, throw down a tumor.
I mean, might as well.
There's the tumor.
Yeah. Right on the edge of the creep there. But yeah, cannon, zealots, shutting it down. Great response. Classic sniffed it out.
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful, beautiful play. Dark's taking the gold on the other side to make up for the
my
fact that that did not
gosh.
work out for him. And he's taking this gold. The gold onto this side, too, because he's an insane person.
He's Dark. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's a bit crazy. He's having fun with his play styles. We are probably only going to have Dark for like another month or so prior to him going to the army. So we'll unfortunately be losing one of the best Zerg players. So we got to enjoy him while we can, and he's certainly making it enjoyable with crazy builds like this.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the guys that are crazy are the ones that are the most fun to watch, most fun to cast. Probably not fun to play against, but yeah. Dark is really, really fun from our perspective, that's for sure.
Yeah, now this natural base pretty much already saturated, so Dark will have a nice boost to his income.
Yeah, massive boost. Classic on 2 bases. Throwing up a spore against the Oracle. That is heading this way. Hold on a second, but 2 queens.
Yeah, and he
Should be enough to
walked,
shove the Oracle away.
he walked the other queen all the way back here. Like, that's the injured queen from the cannons in the start of the
Wow.
game.
That is quite a trek. I'm impressed by that. Way to
Yeah.
go, Queen.
For a slow unit like that, so that works out quite tremendously for Dark, because that anti-air from that queen was incredibly critical. Classic may want to go for a robo sometime soon, seeing as how he's going to have to clear up creep on his side of the map. Meanwhile, Dark goes for melee. What are we going to see? Is it going to be like a Dark Shrine? And nope, it's going to be Blink.
Yeah, so far, Blink, pretty standard stuff here, right? Blink Stalkers, Oracles, etc., etc. Warp Gate finishing up here in about 9 seconds is always nice. Double Oracles swinging around. Checking the back base, checking the natural base, recognizing the natural base is only now being taken, which is a little bit nuts, but okay.
Yeah, Classic's like, wow, you really committed to that proxy edge, not knowing that his own gold base is actively being mined from.
He's got to be finding it now, right? These Oracles are heading here. Absolutely, yes. So he does see it.
Oh.
He's like, wait a second. Who, what, how, when, why?
Almost
all
loses
the questions.
an Oracle.
Yeah, can't really go in there with a very injured Oracle and an Oracle. That's okay.
The thing is, he can't easily shut this down. That's the thing.
Not with what he's got.
No, like, he's throwing up 7 gateways. The Classic is going to be going for a big old charge lot Archon attack, most likely. But, like, Dark is going to have a massive amount of production because he's got 2 gold bases to help him make lots of stuff to shut this down. Now, if he's greedy and makes just, like, Lings to fight Archons and Zealots, that will be bad, but he does throw up a Roach Warren. And
yeah, I mean, you're just your general catch-all here. What's this?
Oh my gosh, Dark is being too greedy, though.
He's being insanely greedy. Well, I guess it's a 3-base in Classic. He has taken that back base, so that's some kind of an economic investment, but
it's like, yeah,
it's a lot of gates.
It is a lot of gates, that's for sure. He'll have a bit of time before Classic potentially moves out on the map. He'll definitely see what's coming, as Classic has to use Revelation to start cleaning up this creep, which is a little painful. I guess Classic's just going to go for a 4th and not an all-in. Like, he doesn't have a Prism or anything since his Robo's very late to reinforce a potential push. That Revelation totally whiffs and misses that creep tumor, by the way. Okay, will Dark just abandon the space?
I don't know. He's got a lot of Lings, couple Roaches here, more 7 Roaches in production. Upgrades coming in on those guys.
I think he should abandon ship on this one.
I mean, that's a lot of Zealots all of a sudden. Yeah, Drone's trying to get out of there. 6 of them die. Like, 1 of them manages to evac. Not the greatest of evacuations. Well, I guess more than that. But yeah, he just took as much as he could off of it. Archon, Charge Lot, tough to deal with. If you don't have a lot of Banelings, you don't have a ton of Roaches, it can be really, really dicey.
It really can, but I mean, behind this, Dark is going up to 5 bases, so that was his 6th base that was killed.
Good grief.
And so the Zerg does have a phenomenal economy, a great spread, a great amount of bases, great creep. Ling run by gonna kill some Zealots. Meanwhile, Roaches are trying to get on top of some Archons, although they do got to be careful. They do not have Clear Reconstitution until now. Now they're very quick.
Yeah, the Oracle's trying to burn down Roaches is always hilarious. You're not doing that much damage to these guys, but I mean, I guess it's something. Warp Prism coming in here from Classic. Could go for some charge lots inside the main base of Dark. That'd be really annoying to deal with, especially if his Roaches are on this side of the map. There is an Immortal now, so the Roaches are going to have to worry about that guy.
Yeah, Immortal, though.
Yeah.
Crazy Roach production.
Definitely crazy Roach production. We'll see if he targets, fires down the Immortal here, but the Archons are buffering quite a bit and forcing those Roaches back. Lings rolling in, Ravagers joining the party.
It's not a bad fight for the Protoss. Archons are incredibly tanky, although 2 of them pop.
Yeah, some of that was Corrosive Bile. Didn't quite move away in time, which is hilarious because the warning on that is like 10 seconds. But anyway, coming in, trying to expand at this moment when there are this many Roaches and Ravagers. 94 supply army of them. Oh, yeah, there we go. Immortal getting focused down. He just joined the party. He's dead. 2 more Immortals getting some work done. Trying to warp in. The Corrosive Bile does not take down the Warp Prism. The Charge Lots do make it in here. Pretty narrowly choked up, but not quite enough now.
It's a big commitment. Corrosive Bile just narrowly gets dodged. The Prism is not with these units right now, so an Archon goes down, an Immortal goes down. That leaves Classic with not a whole heck of a lot. No energy recharge on an Oracle to allow it to fire more. He could have made a Void Ray. He hasn't done that either. And Classic is in a world of trouble, getting knocked down to 3 bases against a 5 basing Dark, who's looking to crash the gates. Those cannons from earlier are helping out a little bit, but their help is limited. There's no battery in the natural base, and that is very problematic for the Protoss. Injured units being juggled in the Prism. A few more Zealots being warped on in. Another Immortal does pop out. Classic is taking some even trades with the Zerg, but they need to be better than even when he's down on the income.
Yeah. Or just GG out and try again next time.
Yeah,
that was... Wow. I cannot believe Dark did a proxy hatch, got it shut down, got away with expanding to both of the gold bases, and then won with Roach Ravager Ling. What a weird, amazing player. Woof. That was a crazy game 1. If they're all this crazy, it's going to be a good series.
That was a very cool start to the series. Taking both the gold bases is just not something that you can allow. And,
I mean, it wasn't forever, but even for the length of time that it was problematic.
Oh, yeah. Well, even one gold base is problematic. And then Classic, he's just seemed a little unsure of what to do. Like, building to that all-in, but then not really attacking. So he didn't build up a big Immortal count early on or get Psy Storms, and then he was just... He got roached, man.
It happens to the best of us. It does. All right, so we're back on Amygdala. Dark and Classic, game number 2. Again, game 1 of Cure's series against Rogue looked pretty bad for Cure, but he came back and won that thing. Game 1 is not indicative or predicative of anything that's going to happen from here on out, so... Classic fans, don't give up on it yet.
Okay, and here we are. In the bottom left, down 0-1, it's Classic.
And in the top right, he's sporting red. It is Dark. He's winning, but maybe not the whole thing. We'll see.
With the mechanical hatchery.
Yeah, the Mech Zerg stuff.
Yeah, that's the Mech Zerg hatchery, but he doesn't have the Mech Zerg drones.
No, because you can choose what skin you use for every one of your things. It's crazy.
I just think it's cool that the Mech Zerg drones have, like, the little receivers. It would have been really cool if they put, like, a big antenna on the Mech Zerg hatchery.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, there's kind of stuff that looks like a receiver, maybe, but nothing like an antenna for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mech stuff is interesting. Interesting little spin on the Starcraft lore. Probe scouting out, taking the long way because that is the long way. That is the way to go on Amygdala.
Yep.
Access points are blocked off. They'll open up later, but for now, getting across this map takes a while. So probe shows up, too late to block the hatch. Looks like a 16 hatch, 18, 17. Shenanigans here out of Dark, no big deal.
Sees the hatchery is on location, though, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's good information to confirm, certainly.
Never really noticed that there's, like, pink inside the probes when they collect the minerals.
Hmm.
Very cool to see.
Yeah, the visuals, man, and the audio, too. I watched a YouTube video where a guy explained some of the problems with Stormgate.
Yeah.
And he said one of the things is when you select a building that you've hotkeyed when you're not looking at it in StarCraft, the sound of the building plays. So you know you've selected it. And in Stormgate, it doesn't. Which is just kind of a small thing, but when you're in the heat of the battle and you need to select a barracks to do your next round of macro, it's like, did I select it?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a weird kind of thing that could be easily fixed, but at this point,
so many
it's
little
not.
things.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, when I talked about all the things that Blizzard does well with polish, I listed like 8 things. It's not just one thing you do well in order for that to be a, you know, a complete polish. It's sound. It's how things look. It's how the animations sound themselves. How the music works. I mean, it's just so many things to have to worry about, and it would be a nightmare if I had to work on a project that was supposed to match up to StarCraft 2. I'd be like, what?
Yeah, because it's almost
How?
perfect.
Yeah, it's just so well done. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why it's like we've kind of reached RTS, like, the peak RTS. Like, there's only so like unless you fundamentally change what RTS is, in which case then it's not RTS anymore. Then like there's only so much you can do to make it better.
Right. Right. It does feel that way, and I don't. Is that fair? Is it fair for us to put kind of an upper limit on this, or
Well, yeah,
is somebody going to come and blow us away at some point?
I don't think so. Like, the genre has stagnated. There's a reason why it fell off, because like there was no new innovations in RTS really.
Not really, no.
Not that much you can do.
Yeah.
That's why it's like when something has to be better than StarCraft 2 to play it or to be interested in it, it's like, how?
Good luck to everyone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, part of it is just like the human desire to want something new and to focus on, oh, the next big thing. But it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it does kind of feel like gaming is stagnating a little bit. Obviously, graphical fidelity is kind of leveled off.
Oh,
not
yeah.
getting nearly the jumps in graphics quality as we used to.
No, like, I mean, who knows? Maybe AI is going to be the next big thing to improve, like, RPGs and stuff like that by making NPCs really unique and stuff like that. But
Maybe worth a shot. I mean, at this point. Like, what would be nice, I think, is especially for, like, story-driven games, if AI could get to the point where you could legitimately have a different story every time you play the game.
oh yeah, yeah, like,
Because, like, I played through Baldur's Gate 3 times, and I really enjoyed it. But, like, if it was a different game every time, I'd probably still be playing Baldur's Gate 3.
yeah. Well, I think that's definitely going to happen, like, at some point in the future. Like, AI is going to
Yeah.
get so good and so cheap that you can say, I didn't like the end to that movie. Generate me a new one. Or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like, there's no reason why that couldn't theoretically happen.
Right. Totally. So, I don't know. The future is coming. We'll see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Psychons knows what we're talking about.
Oracle's 4 Classic have been doing lots of work, flying around, 9 drones total. He did invest in the 3rd Oracle, but the 2 he's kept alive will be useful, as he's going for a massive Adept move out that's kind of catching Dark off guard. Like, he's got very, very little to defend against this.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Here they
no,
come.
indeed.
Skating right in. Drone's getting pulled into a corner. That's not a good place to hide from them. Run the other way. There you go. Getting out. And Resonating Glaives your way to victory.
GG. There's nothing else to do in that situation.
Oh, man. What I love about Resonating Glaive Adepts is that if the Zerg player knows it's coming, it pretty much doesn't win at all. But by golly, if you pull this thing out sometimes and Zerg doesn't quite know what's happening, they will fall over and die at an alarming rate. So good. So good. The Orange Frisbee Adepts. Good stuff, man.
Yep, they are definitely pretty darn good. It's one of those things. There's some builds and strategies in StarCraft 2. They can have completely fallen out of the meta or be easily defeatable when you scout them, but you gotta scout them.
Yeah. Right. There are a bunch of strategies that are good enough to kill you if you don't see them coming. Even if you do see them coming, maybe they're not as strong. Incredible. All right, so Classic makes it interesting. Ties up the series here, just like Cure did. We tied up the series in Game 2.
Sound is
now
only
it's a best of 3.
one ear. Sound bug exists. Hello.
Hello.
Shouldn't
Is anybody
be.
else? Psychons, is that happening for you? It might sound like a local problem for Rabo.
Yeah, that sounds like a local problem. I would be interested to know. There's no reason why it would all of a sudden just turn that off.
Yeah, right now? Yeah.
All right, it's the man who just tied the series up. 1-1. It's classic.
Yeah, Psychon says he's getting both, so it's all good. And in the bottom left, well, top left rather, it's dark. I'll get my directions right at some point here today.
Ah, it's getting late. It's fine.
Yeah, Somicron says, I didn't like the result of that last match. Can you generate a new one, please?
Yeah, sure. We'll get Dark Bot and Classic Bot to play another game. Which, I mean, could be a thing. You could, if you wanted to, like Alpha Star, just build a bot off of thousands of Dark replays and thousands of Classic replays.
Definitely. I mean, I remember in Heart of the Swarm, they introduced the basically recover from replay option.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah, that was crazy big.
Yeah, because remember for tournaments, like...
Yeah, something crashed. It's like, what do we do?
Which things did a lot in those days.
Certainly.
Yep. Yeah, that was a big thing. Like, Starcraft 2, like, that was one of the main things that might have hurt the game's longevity. I mean, it's not going anywhere, but, like, as far as, like, to the more casual masses, because people did have complaints, like, oh, where's this feature or that feature? We ended up getting most of them. Most of, like, the quality of life things, like recover from replay and things like that. Skins were very late, but we eventually got them. Distribution of them wasn't great, but like, yeah, there's really just a few little things that could still be added to StarCraft 2. I've started like a TXT on my desktop because every time I come upon something, I'm like, oh man, that would be handy to have in the game or whatever. But so I have a wish list for StarCraft 2.
Okay, what's one of the things on there?
Let's see. SC2 wish list. Observer UI. See kill count on structures that are producing units. For example, if you click on a planetary that's making an SCV, you cannot see how many kills it has.
Ah, right.
Another one I think would be handy for observers is a resources mined metric. So you can see how many resources players have mined over the entire game, because resources lost isn't perfect. So
right, that's cool. All right, depths swinging on in. Do they want to finish the shade?
They do.
Oh, they do finish the shade. One gets picked.
And he snipes 3 drones.
Wants a 4th one.
Oh, he gets it.
Wow. Impressive.
Okay, we'll see if Dark can get some payback on Classic for doing this with his Lings. He's definitely going to be able to pressure a potential 3rd base, and the Lings are
Overlord
coming.
Dead.
The Overlord's dead, but the Lings may get in. Dark doesn't go for it, though. He's just going to pressure the 3rd, but the Oracle's there.
Yeah, Oracle, good anti-Ling stuff at this stage of the game, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oracle's performing like triple duty.
They really are useful.
Yeah.
And they're such a better unit than they used to be. Like, when they first came out in Heart of the Swarm, they were just a worker-killing machine. That was horribly imbalanced, but...
No, I mean, sometimes they can kill 20 workers. Sometimes they can still get huge kill counts, but like not nearly as often as they used to.
In some noobs 3v3 games, they can murder
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Queen Walk, apparently. As Dark wants to punish Classic for killing his 4 drones, so he says, well, I won't make another drone, and just sends his queens across the map to attack Classic's 3rd. And Classic had no idea this was coming. So these players are really bringing out rarely seen builds. Now,
yeah, some older ones for sure. That 3rd is definitely down. Oracles are not going to be good enough against these queens. That said, one queen does get sniped down. There's only 2 queens remaining. The Nexus is not going to live, so you can't save that. But the Oracles are doing all right against these queens, surprisingly well.
Yeah,
considering
I mean,
queen DPS.
They can't transfuse off of
yes,
creep,
because they're not on creep.
Why the Queen Walk died, but oh, it's gonna get another Oracle. That is huge.
Oh, but another queen dies. Good grief.
Was that worth it for Dark? Like a Nexus for 5 queens?
And a handful of Lings? Close. I mean, always killing a Nexus is nice.
Yeah, okay, if he can get this again, that would be good, but Oracles push it away. Classic has no reason really to not build more Oracles, so he does that. Potential counterattack could be big as well, seeing as how there's only 3 queens as anti-air. Oracles could be useful.
That's true. Spore's putting in some work there as well.
Do you remember when Revelation lasted for like a solid minute?
Yes. I mean, it's like 45 seconds now. It's not that big of a difference.
It's
but
20 seconds now.
I thought it was 40 seconds. It's 20? Revelation SC2 to the Liquipedia. You're right. It's 20 seconds. Why does it feel like so much longer? Anywho.
I mean, it's very cheap and can be cast very often, but it at least requires the Protoss to be active with the Oracles, and Classic just lost 2 of his Oracles.
Wow. All right. Zealots and Archons and Adepts. With some Oracle support, Revelation on those creep tumors, sniping them right out. 11 roaches on the way, plus 1 attack coming in. Glial Reconstitution going to be a minute before it's ready to go, and not going to be here for this attack. So 4th base is in trouble and probably will be canceled at this stage.
Yeah, Dark is going to try and get some pickoffs. He gets hit with a nasty supply block upon losing an Overlord. Classic pulls back. Dark saves the base, though. Well done by Dark to push Classic away. I mean...
yeah, I thought he was a little too out of position there, but he was totally ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Classic could have taken that further. Like, he had 3 Archons and charge lots. If he knew how supply block Dark was, he might have gone for it.
Not wrong.
Okay, we've got Classic having no choice but to play a later game against Dark, getting the 4th up. He's got Psystorm on the way, High Templar already out. So I assume we're going to see Dark throw up a Baneling nest at some point, as you kind of need Banelings or Lurkers to deal with Hydras. And honestly, I am ready for this. I'm ready for a game in which we see Classic make like 10 Immortals.
Yeah, just crush through. Pretty good. A couple pylons down. Supply blocking Classic. Not a good time at all if you're a Protoss fan there. Charge lots chasing, getting 1 volley down by roaches is not exactly a good use of,
no, it's not.
Zealot there. Okay. Baited them into a storm at least. Man. Okay, well, no Immortals in production now, but working on a +1 attack for his ground units. Hydras, roaches. Dark's going to be maxed out in like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
just
Zerg
on
is
roach.
Scary, man. Okay,
yeah,
3
roach hydra
Immortals.
kind of stuff. Pretty good, but man, if those hydras are there, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, no Baneling speed. Okay, there's the Immortals on the front. That will chase the roaches away.
Excuse me, goodness.
Okay, a couple cannons to defend at the 4th. Classic's gonna have to try and split his forces against what Dark has, as Dark comes on in with the Brood War Hydra skin. And the Protoss is 1,000,000% out of position to deal with that, so Classic is going to lose his fourth, something he really can't afford to do, but he's got no
he
choice.
Really can't. Yeah, he's not saving it, that's for sure. So knocked down to 3 bases, while Dark feels like he's got 5 bases out there. It's really only 4, but still pretty bad stuff. Getting a surround coming in from multiple angles is always good in StarCraft, man. The storms are good, but you can't storm everything if you're getting it from both directions. What is that Immortal doing? It's wandering through all the hiders and dying. Every Immortal is getting crushed out, and I think Classic is out.
Yeah, I bet Classic is missing battery overcharge right now.
Yeah, he's like, why did you take it from us, Blizzard? Why?
Okay, GG.
Aww. So yeah, maybe losing that base for those queens was totally worth it. For
what do you guys think is the best fruit?
Oh, I really like kiwis. Kiwis are great.
I haven't had a kiwi in a long, long time.
They are delicious. They're a little bit annoying to peel, but I think it's worth it.
I mean, like, there's a million ways to go around that question, because it's like, tomato's a fruit. Tomato makes ketchup, gives you pizza.
Yeah, but tomato's technically a fruit.
It's technically
I'm not going to give it to you that it's a fruit for the purposes of this question.
Okay, that's exactly why I said there's a few ways to go about that question.
Yeah. Cherries are delicious, Joel Mang.
But if we're talking about, like, a fruit for a fruit's sake, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
fruit for fruit.
A good apple. Banana.
What kind of apple, though? There's like 20 varieties of apple.
Oh, I don't know. An apple.
Yeah,
okay,
I'll make it easier. Red, yellow, or green?
Like, you know, like the one that's just, like, almost completely red, but still has a bit of green on it.
Oh, okay. I hear ya. So, like,
one you pick off the tree.
Like a Fuji. One you pick off the tree. Reasonable.
And then you bite into.
Well, yes. Obvious second step there would be to bite into it. 100%. Not your favorite, the best. What? There's no objective answer to this question. What's the best fruit?
Well, like, if we're talking about the best fruit, it's like a tomato or something, right? Or, like, is there a fruit that has more versatility? Like, you get a BLT. You can't have a BLT without the T.
That is true. Tomato's very versatile. You get spaghetti sauces with it.
Yeah.
You get the aforementioned ketchup. You can make fry sauce with it, too.
You can have, what's that? You can have Caesars.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
It's like a cocktail with... I don't ever drink them, really, but...
Oh, okay. Or like a Bloody Mary.
Oh, yeah, Bloody Mary. That's what I'm thinking of, but...
Yeah. Caster Muse is here. What's up, Caster Muse?
Hey, Caster Muse.
How you doing, man? Always casting that StarCraft 2.
Do you think we're going to see EWC announced soon?
Yeah, Caster Muse. What do you think? You have inside knowledge.
What's your favorite fruit, Caster Muse? I mean, there's probably, like, some exotic fruit out there that, like, cures a form of cancer, so objectively, like, that's the best fruit.
Right. Maybe. I mean, I'm a big fan of the fruits that come in there, that are... like, come with their own protection, right?
Yeah.
Like oranges or bananas.
Yeah, bananas are pretty darn good. I don't think you can call a banana the best fruit, though, just because of how often they go brown and you have to throw them out or make banana bread.
And technically bananas are berries, because nothing makes sense anymore.
Bananas are berries?
Yep. Ontologically, fruitology.
So they grow on a tree.
Yeah. Well, technically, I think it's classified.
Is it just a big bush or something?
Yeah.
The banana grows on?
Here. I'll find some answers for you. Are bananas berries? Botanically speaking, bananas are considered a berry. It develops from a single flower with one ovary and contains seed.
Okay. But doesn't, like, an apple come from a single flower and contain seeds? So is an apple a berry?
Is an apple a berry? Ooh, I knew what I was going to ask next. No. because the edible part develops from the receptacle tissue of the flower, not just the ovary.
Okay.
They're finding weird ways to differentiate what's a fruit and what is a berry. But there you go. Now we know. Yeah, huh.
Yeah, that's like a very fine line. Like, there's no way to know
It is.
that unless you watch, like, a banana grow.
Right.
Like, this part of the flower turned into the actual banana. I don't know. Banana's a fruit.
I agree. I'm with you. Bananas are fruits and tomatoes a vegetable. The end. Well, let's see what's crazy about this game. So far, no resonating glaive adepts. No proxies. No gold bases at which to proxy. I mean, Dark's been having a lot of luck with a lot of roaches and lings and ravager and hydra.
Yeah, Zerg attacking is pretty good.
That's just in general. Whatever they decide to use.
Keeping in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match will go on to face Cure, which I am... which I am 100% here for, whether it be the TVZ or the PVT.
100%. I think that's a killer final today, whatever it is. Cure's looking good. Looking scary, too.
I was just reading chat there. Apparently Caster Muse just does... or, sorry, Rolex does... it's only organization stuff. Yeah, I meant Starcraft at organization stuff.
Yeah.
Starcraft at EWC. Pardon me, guys. I'm sick and losing my mind as it's late.
And how? Hey, it is resonating glaives again. What? Classic.
I love it.
Rogue. You rogue. He's trying it again. Let's see if Dark scouts it this time. That would help a lot.
Resonating Glaives is the Spanish Inquisition of Protoss builds.
But he just played against it. He should totally expect it this time. Like, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, but if they come back tomorrow, you totally expected them. Alright, well, this number of adepts really shouldn't be too weird or set off any major alarm bells here. Getting a Hydra Den. Guess what's not good against adepts? Hydras!
By themselves, if they have any amount of, like, Lings buffering, they're not bad, but...
That's true. They need... I mean, okay, that's true for everything with Hydras, though. Hydras are good at everything as long as they're not taking damage.
They just suck.
Suck if you hit them. All right, here we go. Resonating Glaives, 14 seconds. We're here. We got Lings, we got Queens. No Banelings, no Roaches, and Hydras being produced.
I love how Classic won one map so far, and he's like, I'm going back to it. He loses an Oracle, but he does cancel the fourth. He completes the Shade into a rather big amount of Lings. So he's going to trade out a lot of Adepts, but he keeps a few Adepts alive, and they do Shade to the main. That's going to deny some mining. Hydras are popping out, though. And
oh, gosh. No, alone. They're alone.
They are alone. That's exactly it. The Adepts with their Frisbees cut them down.
I don't know. I think maybe too many Adepts died there for this to work at this point. I don't know that it's like an instant loss from Classic, but...
Yeah, he can deny lots of mining with these Adepts bouncing between the bases, and sometimes we think, like, Zerg is fine up until the Adepts just find enough drones, and we're kind of getting to that point as they're still killing drones in the natural, there's still Adepts in the third. It looks like they're trying to shade away. Behind this, Classic has got 4 gateways going up. He's building the Panic Immortal that Protoss makes when they realize their rush didn't win the game. He does end up getting 13 drones.
Yeah, but like...
Oh, that's not good.
Immortals are bad against Lings and Hydras. Yeah.
That was very
None of
bad.
this is good for Classic anymore. He's
Okay.
got Adepts, and he's got an Immortal against Hydra Ling.
Panic batteries.
No.
Like, he got
Yeah,
the
this is-
4th. Army supply isn't bad. Like, a lot of Lings did die.
He just has the wrong thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, he can...
Classic has the wrong unit comp against Ling Hydra.
Okay, a 4th base, I think, is a bit ambitious, but... Dark doesn't seem to be all-inning or anything. Like, he's making drones, rebuilding his own 4th, getting up a Baneling nest.
Man, I don't know that he had to all in, but I think walking across the map with like 10 Hydras and like 20 Lings would have been pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good, but, like, Dark's showing a lot of respect. Like, he's down on supply compared to Classic right now.
Yeah.
But he can just keep building Hydras, you are right, and there's nothing Protoss is making that counters Hydras, so maybe Dark just needs, like, 30 Hydras, and then Classic will die.
There you go. 30 is the number.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, he's got 14, build another 16, then attack, and what is Classic making right now? Nothing. He's got no
Nothing.
charge, no blink,
Nope.
no
Nope.
Storm. He
Nope.
even quit building Immortals. He's actually going for an all-in with Immortals and Adepts
What?
and Sentries.
Dude.
Okay.
Well, sentries are going to help.
I didn't expect this, to be honest. But then he added the 4th base, so it makes that doesn't make a ton of sense. But okay, let's see. He's gonna get Dark's 4th at least.
Oh, easily.
Classic,
Yeah, there's
please
nothing to
just
stop
start
that.
up like a Templar Archives or something.
There's something with Splash.
Yeah,
you know it's
that
Hydras.
way if he doesn't kill Dark here, he's got a follow-up. But he's really set on killing Dark, and we'll see if it works. Lots of force fields going down. Some Banelings do get connections, but there is so many force fields for Classic as he just builds a grand wall. And, I mean, the Hydras are kind of just safe because of the force field, so they've been putting out a ton of damage. More Adepts do get warped on in. Banelings are coming forward. There's only a few Hydras left. Classic is pushing on in. Army supplies are fairly even. Classic ties it up. Okay.
Who needs splash damage, nerds? Classic's like, you guys know what you're talking about. There was 100 Hydras. It doesn't matter. I'm going to
Yeah.
crush it anyway. And he totally did. What a monster.
What
Wow.
a monster indeed.
I did not think that was going to work.
This is going to be our second best of 5 of the night that goes to game, well, the game 5.
Yeah, that's not, we don't get that a lot. We do not get two
No.
fifth games in the StarCraft Globals here. All right, so we go to map number 5 here. The winner does earn the right to go face off against Cure in our best of 7 finals. It should be incredible stuff.
Call me biased, but I hope it's Dark. Just because I feel like a best of 7 against Cure for Classic is going to be a stomp.
Yeah, it's probably likely to be a better series if it's not a TVP. To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair. All right, we're in El Dorado, the land of much gold and riches, for our game 5 of a best of 5 between Dark and Classic.
All right, here we are.
Bottom left, El Dorado. It's Dark.
And in the bottom right, it is Classic, winning his 2 games with Adepts. So for his sake, make Adepts.
Can you do it again?
There seems to be no limits to how many times Protoss can make Adepts, and it still sometimes surprises the Zergs, so...
All right, Dark. He's just been doing standard stuff. No 15 hatches from him. No pool firsts. Not the last couple of games, anyway. No proxies. That's right. Joel Ming recognizes Letter Kenny when he hears it. Smart man.
Have you watched Letterkenny?
Oh, yeah. All of it. Great.
Oh, nice.
So good. So good. Some of the most creative, excellent writing, and just like, I don't know, just consistently very funny. Yeah, and I mean, all the running jokes, Bonnie McMurray, and I don't care about your kids. I'll watch kids fall off their bikes all day. That's what I appreciate about you, Miss Katie. Favorite one is when Squirrely Dan says, "Your sister's hot, Wayne," and I don't care who knows it, and then runs off into the field. Yeah, aggressively Canadian, certainly the case. It's good to be exposed to different cultures, I say. All right, third hatch in sub 3 minutes. So far, so good from Dark.
Okay, Oracle on the way for Classic. As the Protoss begins to mine out that little gold wall so he can expand to the west.
As everyone likes to do on this map, everybody likes to expand down in the depths of this map. And then they'll start expanding up at the top right. Yeah, start. Start and rolled. Start. Oracle. Man, queen positioning, so good.
All right.
Yeah, Dark expanding up that left side is a little bit interesting. Let's see if he puts his fourth base down along the bottom lane here, but he doesn't have to.
Oh, Oracle's find the queens, but then the third one pops out, so he ends up trading out an Oracle for 4 drones.
Yeah.
Not the worst trade in the world, but not great.
Yeah, Oracles just have so much value as the game continues. Losing one
Yeah.
hurts.
He
Really
did already
hurts.
build another one.
Yeah, but then he'd have 3.
It's
He
true.
didn't lose that one.
You can never have too many.
Not really.
Which-
I mean,
Taking that into account is why I'd love to... Oh, no. Loses another one.
oh, never
This
mind.
time for 3, and he almost loses another. Taking this into account, I would love to see Dark get aggressive because, like, it was kind of meta for a while for Protoss to make 1-2 Oracles because they'd have to be defending against the Zerg's aggression that was coming.
Right.
And so by Classic investing in this Phoenix and the 3 Oracles and losing 2 of them, like, his tech is late. So I wouldn't have minded Dark to go aggressive, but at the same time, he seems to be content to sit back a little bit. He does have that 4th base on the way. Getting up, +1 missile attack, little reconstitution. The Phoenix is hunting Overlords. It has got 1. Probably not gonna get a second. As I say that, Dark doesn't quite have all his queens in position to help out, so it does go down. That's nice for Phoenix. Ooh,
Let's try
classic.
Lings.
Already taking a gold base. I like to see this.
Ooh. Yeah, it's risky, but I'm not sure what Dark can do about it right now.
Yeah, and teching into Psystorm as well is cool to see. Dark will eventually have to mine out this mineral wall so he can actually assault Classic.
Yeah, he needs to get back there at some point.
There's the Hydras on the way, but there will be Psystorm for Classic. He's making Immortals, getting a second Robo on the way. Dark is in full-blown Hydra production mode, though. 17 Hydras building at once. Droning time is over, says the Zerg, as the Protoss better hunker down.
Well,
and
he's got Storm, so he's okay.
yeah.
Although, I don't know. We saw a game where he lost against Dark when he had Storm, so Storm isn't everything.
No, it's not, because, like, this is a lot of Zerg. He's got 6 High Templar, but, like, only 1 Immortal and 3 Adepts as his backbone. His production is going to boom if he can survive the next minute, thanks to this gold base, thanks to the fact that it's a 4th in general. But he's going to have to be very careful trying to hold on. Cannons are building, battery is building. The Protoss is moving forward. If he can kind of bully Dark a little bit and prevent him from attacking, like, on an open plane, forcing a fight in a choke point would be really good. We do have Dark looking to push up this ramp, potentially. 2 cannons and a battery there. I would love to see Classic, in response to this, warp in a High Templar and energy recharge it immediately.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be sweet. Do it. Or just lose everything, that's fine. Gets tagged with the Revelation. Stalker Show will try to deal with this. Not so great. And there's the Storm on the ramp.
Oh.
Cybercore does get sniped before he has to pull back, though.
Yeah, and there's the push from the Zerg to hit the 4th. Mining at that is completely denied. Dark kills the rocks to lock Classic out of his own 4th base.
No. Oh, no. And then wanders down and takes it out. Beautiful move from Dark. Holy crap.
Yeah,
I
Classic.
mean, you can warp in reinforcements here, which is nice,
That
but
is
it's not nearly enough.
I don't think, yeah, that is risky. I mean, at the same time, the Zerg is now committed into this location thanks to that those rocks being brought down as Classic looks to collapse on top of this. He has defended the push at his front. We'll see if he rebuilds those gateways at some point, but both players are focused on this fight at the 4th. However, the 4th is gone for Classic. He is down 60 supply compared to his opponent.
Yeah, it's 101 to 48 army supply in favor of Dark right now. He's just eating the storms. He's not even trying to dodge them. He's just like, yum, 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 delicious storms. Okay, he dodged that one.
Yeah,
but dude, Classic down to 3 bases here without much army supply at all. This is not going to work out.
He's adding on 6 pylons because he's massively supply blocked. He's got a ton of money in the bank. He needs to rebuild that wall at his front, or Dark will surely be coming through that at some point. The Protoss is now taking that 4th base, but that's a 10-minute 4th compared to the gold he already had. And yeah, ouch indeed.
Yeah, this is tough. He's fallen back, but 4th base not being replanted, because how do you do? We get Tempests on the way. Infestation Pit finishing up back home from Dark. And just, yeah, that Nexus is not happening. Sorry. Oh, he does get a cancel. I thought that was a kill. That was definitely a cancel. Lob's getting sniped out. There are no lurkers to detect, though, so maybe not the worst thing.
Lots of Psystorm for the Protoss. However, the backbone isn't that strong. Only 3 Immortals remain. There is Tempest coming forward now. Classic holds on 3 bases for now.
Yeah, but Dark's expanding again up the left side. Brutal.
Brutal indeed. Tempest are moving forward, but a few Hydras will gobble those up. Maybe we'll even see a lunge to try and kill those off. Who knows?
Little Hydra group taking out another warp gate. Further production getting shut down here by Classic, or for Classic.
Yeah, he's holding on still, though. He's getting
He's
out.
not dead.
Yeah, he's got 7 High Templar.
Spire getting thrown up to deal with the Tempest. And yeah, that's a lot of storms. 7 High Templar is nothing to shake a stick at. Creeps spreading across the map, across the middle, across the top. Dark coming back in for another round. Zealot holding the line, but for how... Oh, he leaves. Oh, gosh.
What a
No,
terrible
he got back in
doorman.
position. Yeah, gets punched in the face a few times, healed up by the shield battery, and now he's okay. Incredible.
Double Immortal, double Tempest production is resuming for Classic. I mean, he's building up. It's not like Dark is maxed out yet with 100 drones. He's at 81, a comfortable amount. The Zerg does now have a gold base up, so that's going to increase his income. Classic is moving forward, looking to take the fight to his opponent, maybe catch Dark at an awkward spot. He is unsuccessful so far, as it looks like Dark is looking for a counterattack. That fourth base mining can easily be shut down by these Hydras. And
oh, they move on.
Zealot's in trouble.
This Zealot holding the door is hilarious. Like, he really should not be allowed to be this effective at his job. There you go. He falls back. And look at these Tempests. Like, Hydras will eat them if the Tempests aren't microed properly, but obviously Classic's microing properly, so the Hydras have to get out.
Yeah, we were talking about this in our 3v3 games, whether Tempest are good or not, and we'll see whether Classic can make them work.
You said no.
I did say no. I don't think they are.
There you go.
Then again, I mainly watch bots play Starcraft, so.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, nanomuscular swelling getting researched for Hydras to get that dash ability. Ling's free into the main base, though. What do they target down?
Whatever
going after
they
probes.
want.
They're going after the Nexus, it looks like, more than anything else. This base is in trouble. The Tempests cannot clear out these Lings in time to save the Nexus. Unfortunately, Hydra is pumping up 54 Lings in production. Main Nexus is down. Probes dying at an alarming rate, but the counterattack here looking pretty good. A lot of Immortals, a lot of Storm, a lot of Arc.
Yeah, there's lurkers behind that base, though, so Dark loses the base. The lurkers were unable to save it. And let's see, Ling's coming in. They killed one base in the main. He is now attacking the base in which the mothership is trying to be built at once more. Dark notably delayed the mothership thanks to killing that off, and it's not the mothership of old. It's quite useful for Protoss these days, so that was a significant delay.
Right.
Oh no. Oh dear. Once again, the Lings are coming on in. Classic has got a good chunk of his army in position to deal with that. He may want to rebuild that wall, as next it's...
Yeah, what does the Ling run bys are going to be consistent?
Yeah, next it's potentially going to be lurkers, though. There's 17 lurkers out for Dark.
How many Immortals are there?
11. And there is 7 Tempests, so Dark may actually be neglecting the Tempest a little bit. Like, he's got 8 Hydras and 3 Corruptors as anti-air. He's making 6 more Corruptors, but there's going to be a Mothership, 7 Tempest. Classic tries to take this base for the 3rd time this game. Dark says no. And the Protoss is being forced into a push. However, 17 lurkers is no small amount. The Oracle dies before it can drop a revelation on those lurkers. This base is being worked on. However, Mothership Cloak for the win.
Awesome. That totally saved that Nexus. It was going to go down.
Man.
Look at him using his multi-attacks here, too.
Oh, I know.
Classic.
They're so good compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, they got rid of the perma-cloak, but they made up for it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, so good, but not broken. It's amazing. The Mothership is actually in a good state for the first time ever.
Somehow, some way. Oh!
Energy recharge. Classic is the modern Protoss, man.
Healing up that cannon. As you do, but yeah, Tempest will snipe out lurkers for days.
If there's detection, which there currently isn't, so another Oracle is being built. Okay, the lurkers are going for it. Psystorm gets dropped. Time Warp dropped. There's 11 Immortals that simply just can kill anything that wanders forward. Psystorm going down on the Corruptors. The Tempest are getting mauled, though. And Psystorm is dealing damage to Protoss units and Zerg alike. The Corruptors...
not really being microed that well. Corruptor's kind of just sitting there and eating storms as they try to take out every single Tempest.
They are killing all the Tempests.
They do, but he lost way more Corruptors than he needed to. Certainly. Mothership lives because it just isn't a priority target as much anymore. I guess. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just maybe a bit tanky to focus down. I don't know. It's got 21 kills.
All right. So, yeah, so look, the Corruptor count just got knocked down to 9, which is still pretty good, I guess, but...
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
Tempests
Lurker
are dead,
Corruptor, interesting. Yes, they are, and it'll take a while to rebuild, and there's not a lot of money for it.
Okay, and there is 16 Lurkers still, which are no joke. Corruptor's going for the mothership. They successfully grab it and back on out. It's just so hard for Protoss to attack into 17 Lurkers.
It turns out it is. It almost makes you want to make some carriers?
Yeah. Yeah, carriers, void rays, I don't know. It's just like the Lurkers, they're so quick, they have such high damage. Like, it's AoE, so it stacks. Well, it's AoE, but it stacks, so.
True.
Classic has got 14 Immortals, though, which is no joke. He is notably lacking armor upgrades, however, which could affect his performance in these fights, whereas Dark also notably lacks armor upgrades, as I say that. These guys are just raw attack damage right now. Lurkers and Hydras do come in for an attack to hit the Protoss 4th. The 3rd is just a stone's throw away. Classic is focused trying to defend his 5th base right now. He can afford to maybe lose one of these locations. He cannot afford to lose both.
No, and this one's definitely down. The recall doesn't save it.
Nope, so goes down this location as well. Oh, this is sad.
Yeah, just losing way too much on both sides of it here. Is Classic down 150 to 200 supply. Dark's all up the left side, feeling good. Canceling another Nexus.
Yeah, Classic has no mining bases at this point in the game. He's actually mined out his gold, so the pathing has been affected. As everything trails through there. It's not like Dark's on some amazing economy behind this. Like, he's on the same 5 bases he's been on for most of the game, so like even the 3rd is starting to mine out, but he's still got 2 relatively fresh bases. One good fight and the game could be his, but that's easier said than done against this much Protoss. Still, though, tons of Lurkers sieging up. The Protoss drops Psystorm, but he cannot step into that. Classic is being bullied away from his natural. His Tempest are doing good work, though.
Yeah, Tempests, again, they do pretty good against Hydras because Hydras can't get to them. There's the nanomuscular swelling with our lunge capability.
He goes into
Hydras
the
go
Lurkers, though, but... Man, Lurkers are
Immortals,
so good.
They are. The Immortals are killing a few of them, but it's not enough. Dark gets the win, and Classic taps out. Dark moves on